Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Melissa. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you stick around and subscribe to my channel. Today I am so excited because I am doing my first collab with one of my friends here on YouTube, Sierra Loves Life, and we are collabing about our favorite color from different eyeshadow palettes. So from each eyeshadow palette, we're going to show you what our favorite color is from that palette. I saw this idea from Angelica Nyquist. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name, but I thought it was super fun. And one thing I really liked about it was swatching every color on your arm. So then at the end, you kind of get to see what the color story ends up being for that YouTuber. So for sure, I'm going to be doing that. So Sierra, I found her on YouTube and I really like her and I'm drawn to her channel because she is just kind of down to earth like me, and she's got 3 kids like I do. She is a real life YouTuber like me. Do you know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of like pretend kind of fluff here. I give you it how it is. But I also really like her because she's got similar content to me, but she does have enough different that it's still exciting to watch, and she does some different things on her channel. So you should definitely go check her out. I will put a link down below for her YouTube channel as well as her video for this collab. If you are joining me from Sierra's channel, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'm so excited to have you guys here, and I do hope you stick around. If you are new or if you've been here, don't forget to enter my back to school giveaway that is going on. I have a link right down below and you don't want to miss out on that. I think there's about a week left of it. Yeah, don't forget to check out Sierra's channel. I'm excited to see what her color swatch arm looks like because she likes color, but she's a little more neutral than me. I'm a little colorful. But yeah, and be sure to go show her channel some love. And I guess let's go ahead and get started. So I think I have around 15 palettes, and I kind of peeked at some trying to figure out what my favorite colors were. And I have to tell you, it's going to be super hard because I also am drawn to the most unique shadows in the palette, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's my favorite shadow in the palette. So maybe I'll do another video down the road of the most unique eyeshadows in an eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the Violet Voss Flamingo palette, and this one I got this June. This is the palette here. I'm actually wearing some of these colors on my eyes today, but my most favorite color in this palette, like seriously, I feel like I'm gonna have to pick like 2 or 3 from every palette. This is the hardest challenge ever, okay? This is difficult, but I'm gonna have to say that it's Oceanfront right here. And I think part of that is because it is really hard for me to find a color like that, and it's a really good transition color for colorful eye looks. So this is Oceanfront, but it's very pigmented, very creamy, and it's like a blue turquoise. So it is a really good transition color. I think that it is really pretty. So that is my favorite color from the Flamingo palette. And next I've got the BoxyCharm and Pure palette. You guys might be surprised from what I pick out of this palette. Favorite color from this palette is the color Bay, and it is this pinky one right here. And the reason that is my favorite color from this palette is it's the one that I use the most from this palette, but it also is just a really pretty pink, like true pink shimmer color. So it doesn't have like a lot of other hints of color to it, and I really like it for that reason. I'm gonna have to pull down a little further on my arm for these. There we go. So that is my favorite palette from the Pure and BoxyCharm palette. Okay, the next palette I've got is this Gwen Stefani Urban Decay palette. Ooh, that's kind of shiny, huh? So this palette was with her collaboration with Urban Decay. There it is. My favorite color from this palette is definitely this blue color here. It is a unique navy blue color. It almost has a shift to it, but not enough that it looks like a different color, just enough that it gives you something interesting to the shadow. So that is my favorite color from the Urban Decay and Gwen Stefani palette. Palette that I have is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Self-Made palette. I don't hear a lot about this palette anymore, but this was one of my favorite palettes when I first got started with makeup because it had enough colors to it for me to play with, but it was still pretty neutral because I used to be neutral. But it is this color Isla right here, and it is like a minty seafoam green, and it's just not a color that you see a lot of. This does have a golden shift to it, and there it is. You can see that golden shift to it, and it is a really pretty lid color. What I have is the Alamar palette. This is the Arena de Caribe eyeshadow palette volume 1. This is also from a BoxyCharm. You guys, if you're not signed up for BoxyCharm, you probably need to. And I will leave a link down below if you want to. Actually, if you sign up this month, you get like a free Becca highlighter, I think. I think that's it. I'll put the link below. All right, so my favorite color from this palette has got to be El Malacion, and it is this gold color here, and when you guys see the swatch to this, you are going to see why. These shimmer shadows are so pigmented and beautiful. Look at that. It's like putting gold on your arm. It is so gorgeous. So that is my favorite color from the Alamar palette. And next I have the Take Me Back to Brazil palette. And I already know, this one is actually hard because there's a lot of colors that I like from this palette, but I think my favorite one is this neon orange right now. I think my favorite one is this neon orange color. It's just a really unique and bright and happy color, and I love it. So that is it right there. That one you've got to build a little bit, but you can build it up to a nice color. So that is, oh, these don't have names on it. So it's this neon orange one right here is my favorite from the Take Me Back to Brazil palette. And next I've got the Juvia's Place Magic Mini Palette. Oh, goodness gracious. I think I have to pick two from this palette, guys. I'm so sorry. It's breaking the rules, but I cannot decide between Zuba and Faso. These are my favorite shades in this palette. One is a pink with a goldie shift, and one is, how am I supposed to fit all these on my arm? One is a purple with a pinky shift, and I just can't decide between the two. I like to wear them both on my lid, and I just love them. I love them. So it's these two right here from the Magic palette. I won't pick more than one from the rest of the palettes, okay? I'm not sure, like, do I build it up my whole arm? I don't think I can get that all in. Maybe I'll, what am I gonna do? Let's see, maybe if I take off this half right here and put my second row down there. The next palette I have is the Element of Surprise palette from Colourpop. This is actually from a BoxyCharm too. And my favorite one is maybe gonna surprise you guys, but my favorite one from this palette is this brown color up here, and it's either Rayon or Feels. I'm not sure which way they're written on the back of there, but I really like this color because it is almost like a pinky, purpley, brown, mauvey color. It's just got some really cool different pops to it. So that is my favorite color from the Element of Surprise palette from Colourpop. Let's see, am I getting any kind of theme here? I don't know. They're all pretty all over the place. All right, so what I'm going to do is wipe off the bottom half of these. All right, my next one, I put this, I know people don't like this Hidden Treasures from Dose of Colors. I really like this palette. I actually got it for free with the Diamond Rewards from Ulta. It was just like their monthly free gift that they had. There is a color in here that I love so much. It is this ruby color here, and it reminds me of the new Tarte pots that they got that are like really vibrant. They have like a little glitter, but not really, and they're just really wet looking. And this is called Ruby. Look at how beautiful that is. So I'm gonna put Ruby right here. Yeah, that'll work. I mean, oh, that color is gorgeous. I really need to use that more. This palette I think is definitely gonna be coming out this fall. And I'll have to do a look with it because I actually really like that palette, even though people didn't. I don't know. I think a lot of people didn't like the setup, but setup doesn't bother me. Next is one of my absolutely favorite palettes ever, the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. I think I've done more looks this summer with this palette than any of my other palettes. And, whew, I mean, how do you even pick a favorite from that palette? But I'm going to do it, and it's going to be neon. I mean, they're all beautiful. They're all very creamy. They're all very pigmented, but this neon color just really draws my attention. And it is so pretty. Look how pretty that color is. Yeah, I still think I'm probably all over the place with my favorite colors. I love it. I love it. All right, yep, so for sure it's a neon from this Weekend Festival palette. And the next palette I have is the Makeup Forever. You guys are going to get a kick out of this palette, okay? Like 2 days after I got this and used it once, my 2-year-old took it and the saddest thing ever happened to it. But I still really like it. And my favorite color from this is this lilac color here. I love purple colors, and I think purple shades look really pretty on my eyes. And this one is so pretty. Almost has a little sheen to it too. It's just a really pretty lid shade. And I don't know if that, oh, it does have a name. Nope, it's got a number. And I don't know which number it is. But this lilac, one is my favorite from this Makeup Forever volume. It doesn't even say on here. Oh, 3. This is the artist number 3. And then I've got a couple more Anastasia palettes and a couple more Juvia's Place palettes. And this one I've got is the Anastasia Prism palette. I don't know if you saw my first impressions video on this, but it was one of my first videos, so it's probably more entertaining than anything. And I didn't like this palette. I tried every kind of way I could to get these shadows to work, and this is not a palette review. Okay, my favorite shade from this palette, okay, so I like it now, is obviously Sphere. I don't know if that was obvious or not. If you watch my makeup channel, you probably knew that was going to be my favorite. This one is definitely a sheer color that you have to build up, but you can build it up. So I'm going to build it up a bit here so you can see how it builds and what the color you can get from it. But where have you ever seen a beautiful color like that before? So pretty. It works for a transition color, it works for a lid color, it works for under the eyes, you could use it for a highlight. I love that color. What was it called? Sphere. Right here in the Prism palette. Next we've got the Modern Renaissance palette. Despite the fact that this is a pretty neutral palette, this is actually one of my favorites, and my favorite color from this is Love Letter. I love how it is a reddish purple color, and I just end up using this with a ton of looks. If I ever do a look with the Modern Renaissance palette, that color always ends up in my crease or on my outer V, under my eye, somewhere in that, but I just think it's got really pretty tones to it, and yeah, it's a unique color you don't see very often. Actually, I'm thinking my favorite colors from palettes are ending up being unique colors also. And then next I have got the Kristen Leanne and Urban Decay palette. This is what it looks like right here. This is another one people didn't like the layout on, and I love this palette. Picking my favorite is going to be hard though. If I were to pick, if I were to say my favorite or the color I use the most, it would definitely be Spitfire here. And I actually have this on today with my look. These are very creamy shadows as well. Very pigmented, easy to work with. That's Spitfire. So my favorite one from this is the Spitfire color right here. That's the one I use the most, but I love all the colors in that palette. And then my last two are two of my favorite palettes, right? How can you pick a favorite color from your favorite palette? All right, so the first one is the Festivals palette by Juvia's Place. Here is what it looks like. I think this is really going to surprise you. I think my favorite color from here is Muamu. I reach for that color so much. I pull this color to use in looks with other palettes. It's just a really pretty, like between a coral and a neutral and an orange color. So it still gives you some color to it, but it also makes a great crease color to use with a variety of shades, like tones and shades and color ranges. And the last one I've got is the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place. And my favorite color in here is the yellow. And I think part of the reason for that is because it is hard to find a good yellow. And I love yellow eyeshadow. And that's it. Oh, I didn't even have to, I thought I might have to build it up, but I didn't. So that is the yellow color right there. And that is the Juvia's Place Zulu palette. You guys, Juvia's Place now is at Ulta, so you can use your coupon on it as well if you don't want to worry about, well, if you spend so much, you don't have to worry about shipping at Ulta. But, so let's take a look. All right, guys, so here we are. This is my palette that I created on my arm of my favorite eyeshadows from my favorite eyeshadow palette. That would be a really pretty palette. I'm not sure if there would be a good color story in there. Maybe, yeah. We've got like yellows and greens. We've got greens and blues. We've got like some deeper reds, pinks and purples. If that were set up different, that would probably be a really beautiful palette. So what do you guys think of this color story? Let's see if I can pull it back a little so we can get the whole thing in. There we go. Would you buy an eyeshadow palette like that? Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me for this my favorite color in my favorite eyeshadow palettes. I think I ended up with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Ooh, I ended up with 17. We talked about doing 15. If you guys are here from Sierra's channel, I do hope that you subscribe and stick around. If you are from my channel, go head over to Sierra's channel, give her some love, subscribe to her channel, check out her videos. She is a great person and I think you guys will really like her. So before you leave, don't forget to enter the giveaway, like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!